This is your Toast with the most, Tyler and Toast, bringing you guys some epic Pilot v Pilot gameplay. I wanted to talk about the changes from weekend 1 of the Alpha Tech test to weekend 2, and what can we expect as we go forward to the launch of this game. So first off, what they changed is they made the wall running faster, and I didn't notice this all too much, mostly because the first weekend was the only time I've ever played Titanfall, and so going on to weekend 2, I noticed it a little bit, but I don't know if I would have noticed it if I wouldn't have been told that that was changed. And so with Titanfall having such a focus on momentum and movement and chaining movement just being a prominent thing in the game, whenever you're bouncing off walls, you're moving even faster than before. So when you run, your run speed is pretty fast compared to other shooters, but whenever you wall run, you're even faster. And then whenever you jump off a wall, you get an even bigger speed boost. They also made it to where you earn Titans passively. And when I first heard that this was going to be a change in the game, I was very skeptical because I like how you had to get kills and especially play the objective to earn your Titan. Because normally, you get paired with people that just don't want to play the objective, and this gave them an incentive to play the objective. So I was really skeptical. However, the first 3 games I played in the second weekend were absolutely phenomenal, and the reason being is because there were Titans all over the field. And so now every 5 seconds you get automatic progress towards earning your Titan. And then as you play the objective and get kills and such, you will earn it faster. So I was really happy with that because a lot of people were saying, Titanfall, where's the Titans? And I get that, but at the same time, I was like, well, I don't know, it's still really fun. But man, they made it even better with that change. Titan dashes now recharge faster, which I think is a good thing, just having a little bit of that mobility while you're in the Titan. Being able to dodge someone's ultimate or something like that. They obviously added a new map, that's what you're seeing in the background here. And I've got to say, I love all the maps, but each map plays entirely different. Forward Base Kodai, Homestead, and Boomtown, they all play different, and I'm really excited to see what the full game is going to bring, because we're going to have many more maps than just 3, but the fact that each of these maps plays different and each of them plays well, both as a Titan and as a pilot, and with both of them together, is something to be said about their map design. You can really chain together movements on all the maps, you can bounce off things, or you can go underground, you can avoid the open areas altogether, or you can go in your Titan and you can stay out in the open and just rain havoc in your Titan. It's really well done. The map design I love. My biggest complaint with the first weekend was the fact that you could see enemy players through smoke, that you could see their names above their head so far away, and you could distinguish an enemy just by simply seeing their name. There was many times where I would shoot somebody and kill them through the smoke, not because I saw any part of their body, but only because I was shooting below their name. And I thought that this was something that needed to be addressed, and they did. So they made the outline distance shorter. I found myself in weekend 2 of the alpha having to aim down sights at enemies and aim down sights at friendlies just to see who they were. I could distinguish the difference between the friendlies and the enemies, but what I wanted to know is which enemy is this, because it seemed to me like most of the time I would have some sort of arch nemesis that would kill me 10 times, and I would want to go after them first. But I would still have to aim down sights, or at least get them really close to the center of my screen before I saw their name, and so I thought this was a very positive change. And then same thing for the friendlies. Whenever I wanted to see how much health one of my friendly Titans had, it seemed like I had to be looking basically directly at them or aim down sights before I could see their health bar. And I like this because it doesn't clutter the screen up as much with information, and it makes it harder to pick out enemy players that you wouldn't normally be able to pick out. I think that there's a twofold approach to any backlash that this game receives. One, I think there's a bit of a hate train just because the lack of longevity that Titanfall 1 had, but given the feedback that we have given them, and then the developers taking that feedback, adding a campaign, adding more Titans, adding more stuff, adding all these new things that we wanted, I think that's something to be said on the developer side. The people at Respawn Entertainment have a clear objective as to what they're doing. They focus on this genre of fast-pacedness, Titans, the mobility that they have going on. This is their niche, if you will. Battlefield has theirs. No one really knows what Call of Duty's is anymore, but this is what they focus on, and they do it well. And so I don't think that you can compare it to these other games in that regard. Also, this was only an alpha, and I think a lot of people don't get that. Yes, there was only 3 maps. Yes, there was only 1 assault rifle. But there will be a ton more stuff, and they will fix things, like they've already fixed from weekend 1 to weekend 2. And there's still other concerns. I know a lot of people are complaining a little bit about the time to kill, which I found perfectly fine, But some people are saying that the time to kill is too short, and that could very well change. I wouldn't mind if it was a little longer, but I like that it's short. I think that Titanfall focuses a lot on mobility, flanking, routes, positioning, awareness, that sort of thing, and a little bit less on aim maybe. And because you flank well, because you position yourself well, because you do these things, you can get behind an enemy and you can kill them rather quickly. And I absolutely love that. There's still enough time that you can turn on people. I've turned on people. There is still time to do that. I think Titanfall 2 focuses on this skill of being able to be mobile, to route, to chain these things together, to position yourself, and be aware of where the enemy is at all times, more so than some of the other things in the game. Now, if you up the time to kill, which again I'd be fine with, you'd have to land more consecutive shots, which for me is a problem because I have potato aim most of the time, then you just gotta have a little bit more skill in the aiming department. So things like that, which is a fairly big thing in terms of how the game plays, can definitely be addressed before the game comes out. From the second tech test till launch is 2 months, and sure, most of the stuff is already programmed in the game, but they can still change quite a few things, and I'm sure that they will. Titanfall 2 is fighting heavily to be my favorite FPS of all time, and I've only played the alpha, and that's something to be said. Even though there was a limited amount of weapons, a limited amount of abilities and perks and that sort of thing, it was still super fun no matter what I used, and they're only going to add more. And that's the thing about Titanfall. If I was to sum up Titanfall, I would say fun. No matter what you're doing, whether you're in a Titan, whether you're running around as a pilot, it's just super fun. And I think that the balance between those two things are done really well as well. Whether you want to be in a Titan and just wreak havoc, you can do really good in a Titan and kill pilots and play the objective without, dying really fast because you're in this big armored giant mech. Playing as a Titan is awesome. If you want to run around as your pilot, even if you have your Titan, you can run around. You can grapple on Titans and pull their power cells out and throw grenades in their chute and just run around, grapple things, do what you want. In Titanfall, that's exactly what you're doing. You can do anything you want. You want to run through buildings, bouncing off walls, you want to grapple around like Spider-Man, that's my personal favorite, then you can grapple around like Spider-Man. You want to fight in your big Titan? Go ahead, fight in your big Titan. Destroy all these AI grunts, destroy enemy players. You can play how you want, and you can do well no matter how you want to play. And the thing is, even in games where I wasn't doing all that well, maybe because it's new, but I was just having a great time playing the game. Titanfall 2 has a lot going for it. It's super fun no matter how you play. It's a very refined game. The mechanics are so smooth. They work really well. And the game, all in all, is just a great game. I enjoy it a lot, and I hope you guys do too. This has been Tyler and Toast. Subscribe for everything FPS, and I'll catch you guys next time.